What's up guys and welcome to this week's Marquee Matchup video. EA just released the brand new set for this week and we have 4 interesting challenges to complete. Now the challenges are a little bit more challenging than usual, but also the rewards are not too bad. The overall reward is a rare players pack, so that is obviously something we want to get our hands on. To get there we have to go through these 4 challenges that you see on the screen. Dundalk versus St.pats from the Irish League, so that is somewhat sneaky from EA to release an Irish League challenge today, when yesterday they brought the St. Patrick's Day challenge, where a lot of players used Irish players to complete these challenges, and now they also ask for those players in the marquee matchups. I did expect them to release the Irish League as a League SBC at some point this week, but this, as I said, is also a little bit sneaky. We also have UNAM versus America from Liga Bancomer, Paris versus Lyon from Ligue 1, and Panathinaikos versus Olympiakos from the Greek League. Let's start with the Irish matchup. First, we have Dundalk versus St. Pats for a silver pack in this case, and 500 coins and a silver players pack. That is the reward. Now, we need 4 players from the Irish League only, so that is not too bad, even if you have used quite a lot of them in the Green Team squad building challenge yesterday, because you can make up half of the team basically with players from another league. So what I did is I used 4 Irish players up top. My striker, my right mid, my left mid, and my center attacking mid are all Irish players from the SSE Electricity League. And then the rest I use Culture A players to get the rating up. Because these are Irish players, they will not bring you to the 70 rating that is required here. So I use 75, 75, 75, 80 rated players from Culture A to bring the rating up to the 70 mark, which is required. Let's submit this team real quick and move on to the next challenge, the one from Liga Bancomer. Unfortunately, I have not yet submitted the Liga Bancomer squad building challenge. So I still, basically all these players, a lot of the players that I'm using right here, I would have used them in their respective team SBCs, but I tried to use gold players only because their price usually doesn't increase that much. So I'm pretty hopeful that I can either pack those players because they're gold players, so you frequently open gold packs, or I can just buy them because they won't have increased in price that much. Now you need 2 players from the teams that are featured, UNAM and America, and you need 6 players from Liga Bancomer. So that is basically my bottom left side. All these players are Liga Bancomer players, and you also need 3 Mexicans, so that's number 1, number 2, number 3, done. Overall rating required is 78, which is a little bit difficult if you only want to use Liga Bancomer players. So again, as in the previous challenge, I use Culture A players because they have high ratings, and as I said before, I don't need them anymore because I already got that Higuain special card from the League SBC. Let's submit this team as well. In this case, we get a Jumbo Gold pack. Is it Jumbo Gold Players pack? No, just a Jumbo Gold pack as a reward, plus... Is there coins as well? No, there's no coins in this one. And now we have 2 more to go. Let's go first with the Greek one, Panathinaikos versus Olympiakos for 500 coins and a rare gold pack. You need 2 players from the 2 teams combined, so that shouldn't be too difficult, but you need 9 gold players as well, and 2 Greece players, and 4 rare players. So it's a little bit more tricky if you want to check off some of these requirements by combining them. For instance, this I tried to use Greek players that are already rare. I didn't have much, so I had to use silvers in this case, but you can only use 2 silvers, or bronze players for that matter, because you need 9 players to be gold. What I did is I basically used a full Hellas League squad with 1 striker from another league because I didn't have any gold rare players from the Hellas League except Ibarbo, which was the only one. And as you need 4 rare players but only can have 2 non-rare cards, you need 2 golds overall. However, that team overall is not too bad to submit this team, because apart from the marquee matchups, I don't think the Hellas League will be featured in any of the upcoming SBCs. All the teams have been or have dropped out of the European competition, so they will not be featured anytime soon. So I'm happy to submit this basically full Hellas League team. Let's do this and get the rare gold pack, and then move on to the final challenge, the Ligue 1 challenge, Paris versus Lyon. Now this is the one that requires the highest rated squad, which is an 80 rated squad in this case. 95 chemistry, you need 11 Ligue 1 players, which is kind of unfortunate. I was planning on submitting the Ligue 1 squad building challenge this weekend, but obviously I had to use some players in this squad in order to complete it. Now, fortunately, though, the marquee matchups, they were leaked not an hour ago, but a little bit before they were officially released from EA. They were leaked on Reddit, so I didn't know ahead of time that the Paris and the Lyon team were featured. So I bought a couple of Paris players. I already submitted the squad, so I'm happy to discard all of them. So that is why my team is a little bit more Paris focused. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Paris players. I also had a couple of Monaco players left over. I did have 14 or 15 of them overall in my club, so I only need 11 for the Monaco SBC challenge. So I'm happy to submit Falcao and I think 2 others. And then actually the ones I really have to let go is Mr. Pogba, little Pogba in the center back position, plus this left wing from, I think, Lille it is. However, we get a gold players pack for that one, and obviously, as I said in the beginning of the video, we also get the rare player pack, which is the overall reward. We're done with the marquee matchups, and there it is, the rare players pack plus 1,000 coins up top. So let's move to the store section of Ultimate Team. We have 5 packs to go through, and obviously the rare player pack will be the main event. Let's start with the silver pack that we got, I think, for the Irish marquee matchup. Let's see what we get in here. Obviously, the Irish special cards for St. Patrick's Day are still in packs, so it would be pretty neat to pack one of those. However, a lot of those cards are silver, so they would look nice, but they wouldn't be particularly useful. We get a Premier League player, which is always useful. Another one as well. Done with the Liga NOS already, so rating wise and league wise, this is not the most useful pack, but obviously it's always good to have more players in your club than you had before. We send those to the transfer list. They will sell eventually, or I will use them in the bronze upgrades for that matter. We have a jumbo gold pack, a rare gold pack, a rare players pack, and the gold players pack. So let's start with the jumbo gold pack first. Harry Kane up front. No, oh, we get one little flare, so one rare card in here. However, the best player that shows up is non-rare. So the rare player is the silver player. That is always bad luck. Nothing too exciting in here. Let's quickly move to the duplicate section. Anything interesting here? Not really. We send those 2 players to the transfer list, discard the trainer, and then send the rest to the club. So the first two packs haven't been that great. However, the investments required weren't too high for this marquee matchup challenge, but obviously I expect something from the 50k pack, because that Ligue 1 marquee matchup, Paris versus Lyon, obviously cost me some players. Now let's go with the gold players pack next. So there is one rare player in here, which is hopefully the gold one, and indeed it is. We get from Sevilla, we get Mariano. Obviously Sevilla being featured in the midweek edition of the marquee matchup, which I did record yesterday. Didn't pack anything amazing, but that is not the reason why I didn't upload it. My Elgato actually failed again, which I think it did a couple of weeks ago already. So I couldn't upload that because the voice or the audio was of super shitty quality. Nothing interesting in here really. Let's quickly check the leaks. Not really. A lot of duplicates though, so I'll send those to the transfer list. Before moving on to the final 2 packs, we have a rare player pack as the main event, but now we have the rare gold pack first. 12 cards, 12 gold, 12 being rare. Obviously a lot of consumables here as well, and we get Andres D'Alessandro as the player that shows up when opening the pack. Not too bad. He will be a duplicate though, but obviously he will be useful eventually as soon as the Primera División is released. And we also get a Liga Bancomer player, so that is not too bad. I don't think I used him. I used a couple of other Liga Bancomer players, but obviously Lozano from Pachuca will be useful at some point when I decide to submit this league as well. Plus we get 3 rare team fitness cards, and I think they sell, depending on when you sell them during the week, they sell for 1,500. Now the rare players pack, the 50k pack, Obviously, there's some decent cards out here. I already talked about the St. Patrick's Day special cards. There's also Man of the Match cards, and I think Kante is one of the players that is available as an orange version at the moment. So hopefully we can get any of those players. Obviously, I would already be happy with a big flare, because in the past couple of weeks, my pack luck has been really bad. So let's see what we get. Rare players pack. What do we get? No big flare, no special card. Obviously, a little bit disappointing. We have Butland though. Decent keeper. He will sell for sure for 2 to 3,000 coins. But obviously, from a 50k pack, you expect a lot more. Maybe a nice duplicate. No, not a duplicate at all. We get Monreal. Nothing really in here that is useful. A Liga Bancomer player that is neat, but obviously from a 50k pack, just to get one player that is useful for one of your squad building challenges, that is a pretty big disappointment, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you packed from this marquee matchup. Obviously, chances were high to pick something good with all those the packs. Obviously, silver packs are already good in this year's FIFA, because a lot of the challenges require silver players, particularly the rare ones. They get price fixed pretty easily depending on the league, but from a 50k pack, I did expect a lot more than Mr. Butland. Let me know in the comments down below what you have packed, and I will see you in the next video, guys.